This is the Motor Vehicle Subcommittee on Driver Safety and Services. Today, we just have one bill on the agenda from Representative Green. Chairman Green, I didn't mean to give you the motion. Chairman Green, please come up, confirm your LC number for the record, and present your bill, sir. Oh, there you go. You got it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. This is House Bill 596, which is LC 392858. Not very good lottery numbers. Mr. Chairman and committee, this is a bill that was, while I was campaigning this summer, I ran into a number of tow truck individuals. And their concern is an old concern that this legislature has looked at many times. And this is the reimbursement of cost. And I'm trying to find a solution to try to help these rural guys who are just about out of business in South Georgia. They're required by the state to do all these things. They do the cleanup. They do all of these things. And many times they're not even paid because of the insurance and things of this nature. And they are just looking for some type of redress from the state. And I'm coming to you this morning and asking y'all to look at this bill and see how we can come to some type of compromise to try to help these individuals in not only South Georgia, but throughout the state.
Well, Chairman Green, thank you for bringing this bill. And so it seems like we've got an ongoing theme here. We've worked on legislation this year, kind of dealing with the fact that it seems like every Georgian pays a tremendous amount in insurance, but when it comes down to using it, there ain't nothing to use anymore, and so that goes on with these fees here. And I understand it's a insurance companies want to be able to take in as many premiums as they can and pay out as little as possible, but sometimes that don't work for the consumer. Right. And so I think your bill is spot on in trying to address that.
Yes.
Very, very noble cause here to try to help your consumers and your record companies and your folks back home. Very noble. So with that, I'll leave that comment, just posit it with the committee, and I will move on to any member have questions for the chairman on the bill. Chairman Smith, number 9. Okay, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess you look at this and go, what's going to happen when you don't have any more records? Who's going to take care of the business that's out there when somebody does have a wreck? So has it been any, when somebody has an accident or wreck and they need to be towed, those people that have the accidents, I guess they're supposed to have coverage as far as insurance coverage because they always have an insurance card in their pocket. Although they're not able to recover from those insurance companies.
From what I gathered from talking to the individuals, this is an ongoing problem that they are not able to receive any type of reimbursement from the insurance on that. And then they are required by the state to do all these things. They spend their money, they spend their time, and they do all this, and then they are left without any type of recourse, and it's driving them out of business. We've lost 4 in South Georgia already.
Right.
And it's not because of COVID. People are still having wrecks. It's just this issue that we have here before you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you for that question.
Yes.
Thank you, Chairman Smith. Chairman Corbett.
Thank you, Chairman Green, for bringing this bill, consumer friendly bill for our tow truck drivers. My question would be, I guess, how do they set their rates? I mean, is it standard across the whole industry, the tow truck industry? I know it seems like in Valdosta, there's a list when there's a wreck, the state patrol, when they respond and they go down the list to the next one on the list to come work the wreck. They don't. If somebody doesn't pay their bill or pay the tow truck, or the insurance doesn't cover the automobile that they towed in, I guess they have it on their yard. Is there abandoned? Is that where the abandoned motor vehicle comes in? I know it's a process for them to sell that. Does that come into play here when they tow it and the insurance doesn't pay? They've got recourse that way where they can sell. I know it's probably not what a scrap vehicle is worth, but just question. I'm just trying to wrap my head around.
And that's what I'm asking your committee to do in the interim, is let's look at these issues and see what's going on and how we can best help these individuals, and work with the insurance companies to try to bring about some type of help here. And I don't know. I know when you deal with abandoned vehicles, that's a process.
I know it's a long drawn out process. I mean, we might can streamline that somehow and help them away, but that's I think something we need to look at further. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chairman Corbett. Chairman Smith, number 9.
Along those lines too, Mr. Chairman, some of those, I would imagine, tow truck drivers that pick up a wreck, they may not take it back to their property. They may be taking it to a facility that's an auto repair dealer. So therefore, they don't even have the automobile, the property in hand on their property.
On their property.
It goes to some dealer to have it fixed, and then they don't have any kind of collateral, I guess. Yeah. So. Right.
There's a lot of moving parts to this. It seems like a very simple little idea to bring before this committee, but there's so many moving parts here that would, and that's the reason I'm coming to y'all for help on behalf of these tow truck drivers.
Well, thank you, Chairman Green. I think we all know that, when we put this kind of requirements on these companies, and the insurance companies refuse to pay, there's no such thing as a free lunch. We've heard that before, right?
Yes.
And so when these folks are out there doing all this cleanup work, it's definitely hard on these companies, and we've seen the economic effects, these 4 companies, and so we sympathize with you and these companies that are having such a hard time. The first time we've heard this issue, so we're going to have this be a hearing only, not move this. Hopefully we can kind of take some of the information that was positive with this committee today and hopefully come up with a broader solution, maybe some streamlining of some other things, and have a very serious reform bill come through this committee either this year or next. And we appreciate your time presenting it today.
Thank y'all for y'all's time, and thank you for looking into this matter. We appreciate it.
Chairman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We have no other bills. Anybody else want to speak to the bill? If not, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.